his identity exposed, his life destroyed, and the multiverse collapsing. This is Spider-Man: No Way Home, the movie that changed everything. If you love deep, cinematic movie recaps, hit subscribe. Spider-Man: No Way Home begins immediately after Far From Home, when the world learns Peter Parker is Spider-Man thanks to Mysterio's final message. New York erupts in chaos as reporters swarm him, helicopters chase him, and strangers blame him for destruction he did not cause. Peter grabs MJ and swings her across the city in panic, returning to his apartment where Aunt May and Happy watch the news in shock. Overnight, Peter's life collapses. The FBI interrogates him, Ned, MJ, and May, treating them like criminals. Though the charges don't stick, the damage is done. Colleges reject them. Strangers harass them. And Peter's dream of attending MIT with MJ and Ned disappears. Feeling responsible for ruining the lives of the people he loves, Peter seeks help from Dr. Strange. In the snowy sanctum, Peter begs Strange to cast a spell to make the world forget he is Spider-Man. As Strange begins the spell, Peter panics, repeatedly asking for exceptions so that MJ, Ned, May, and Happy can still remember him. The constant interruptions destabilize the spell, forcing Strange to contain it before it tears reality apart. Strange scolds Peter and tells him to talk to the MIT admissions board instead of using dangerous magic. Peter attempts this, but is ambushed on a bridge by Dr. Otto Octavius Dr. Octopus from another universe. Otto recognizes the suit's nanotech and begins tearing at it, believing Peter is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Moments later, the Green Goblin appears, and Strange teleports both Otto and Peter back to the sanctum. Strange reveals that the broken spell has pulled in anyone from the multiverse who knows Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Peter must capture them before more slip through. Strange gives Peter a magical device to teleport villains into the sanctum. Peter, MJ, and Ned form a plan. Peter then encounters Electro and Sandman in the desert, capturing them both. Back at the sanctum, the villains discuss their fates and notice disturbing overlaps. Many of them die fighting Spider-Man in their universes. When the Green Goblin persona temporarily fades, Norman Osborn confesses he has no idea how he arrived here and seeks refuge with Aunt May. May convinces Peter that sending them home to die is wrong and that they deserve a chance at redemption. Peter agrees, stealing Strange's multiversal box to prevent their return. Strange battles him through mirror dimensions, but Peter uses geometry to trap Strange and escapes with the villains. Peter brings them to Happy's apartment and begins curing them one by one. He repairs Otto's inhibitor chip, restoring his humanity. But the Green Goblin personality resurfaces within Norman, revealing that he never intended to be healed. He manipulates the other villains into rebelling. A brutal fight erupts, and the Goblin strikes Peter with overwhelming strength. Aunt May attempts to protect Peter and convinces him he did the right thing, trying to help the villains. Goblin's glider smashes into her, and an explosion shakes the building. May collapses. She tells Peter that with great power must come great responsibility, then dies in his arms as he begs her to stay. MJ and Ned try contacting Peter, but instead accidentally open portals using Strange's sling ring. Through the portal walks another Peter Parker, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. A second portal opens, revealing Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. The two alternate Spider-Men comfort Ned and MJ, understanding Peter's grief because they have lived it. Eventually, they find Tom Holland's Peter devastated on a rooftop. The three Peter Parkers bond over shared pain, lost loved ones, and the meaning of responsibility. Together, they form a plan to cure every villain. At the Statue of Liberty, the three Spider-Men coordinate in an epic multiverse battle. They cure Sandman, depower Electro, restore the Lizard, and free Doc Ock from chaotic intervention. But the Green Goblin attacks, destroying the multiversal box. Strange arrives to contain the collapsing reality as tears in the sky reveal countless universes spilling inward. The Goblin wounds Tom Holland's Peter emotionally by taunting him about May's death. Blinded by rage, Peter nearly kills the Goblin with his own glider, but Tobey stops him, reminding him of the difference between justice and revenge. The Goblin stabs Tobey, but Andrew saves Tom from losing control. Peter cures Norman at last. As the multiverse rips open, Strange admits the broken spell can no longer be controlled. The only solution is for the entire world to forget Peter Parker. Not just Peter Parker as Spider-Man, but Peter entirely. Peter realizes this is the only way to save everyone. He says goodbye to MJ and Ned, promising he will find them again. Strange casts the spell. The world resets. No one remembers Peter Parker. Not MJ, not Ned, not Happy, not the Avengers. Peter visits MJ at the cafe where she works, ready to tell her everything. But when he sees her healed, safe, and happy, he holds back. The words stick in his throat. He decides not to burden her anymore. Instead, Peter rebuilds his life from nothing. He moves into a tiny apartment, sews a handmade Spider-Man suit, and swings into the snowy night of New York reborn as a friendly neighborhood hero with no connections, no support, and no one who knows his face. But he carries May's words, a deeper understanding of responsibility, and the hope that one day he might earn his life back, piece by piece. The film ends with Spider-Man leaping into the city, fully alone but finally becoming the hero he was always meant to be.